one of the young leaders was talking to me about climate mental health. I said, tell me what's going on with your peers. Climate mental health.
All right, Kamala is worried, the vice president. Our climate mental health is an issue. But here's a more ridiculous take on climate change. Ready? The LA Times thinks driving can be racist in a brand new op-ed. And here's what they're basing it on. How white and affluent drivers are polluting the air breathed by LA's people of color. The author cites a study claiming that white commuters who drive more spread pollution into lower income neighborhoods occupied by people of color. With that premise, let's begin with Harold Ford. I apologize. I must have been driving in L.A., and I didn't know I was driving racistly. So I throw myself on the mercy of you, Harold.
This is absurd. I'm one who believes that when race is an issue, we ought to point it out as an issue, and we ought to address it head on. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I did read this here, Your Honor.
Don't do that, Harold. I'm sorry.
And I can't for the life of me understand why you would belittle this issue, both issues, by invoking racism. We have a climate change issue in our country. We can disagree on the severity of it. We can also have a debate, and we should, a robust debate about what we should do to help people breathe easier, to help ensure that we're able to compete on a global stage with all of the renewable energies and renewable energy sources that we produce. But when we invoke this creates a whole nother line of consternation and conversation that's unnecessary. We should stick to the facts about climate change and how and what we can be doing as a nation to ensure that oil and gas, we can do it as clean as possible, and that we're able to transition to a renewable energy economy over the next 10, 20, 30 years.
For a country of all races and genders, right. Dana, you had something to add here.
Well, pollution and smog are different. It's different from global warming and greenhouse gas emissions, first of all. So the other thing is the vast majority of people buying these very expensive electric vehicles that have fewer emissions are white people. And that's one of the ways that the administration targeted the subsidies. And that's just the way it is because those people have, I guess, more money and they want to spend it on electric vehicles. And they know that Uncle Sam will help out, which means that that actually is something I would complain about if I were in a minority community. Say, why are you giving subsidies to rich white people for electric vehicles?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. They can afford it. You don't need to do that and take our taxpayer dollars in order to do it. Also, when you talk about climate change, there's a growing group of Republicans who are willing to engage on this issue. And every time they try, the Democrats move the goalposts, say some crazy stuff, and it prevents any real good conversations from happening.
Jesse, do you agree?
Dana is defending white people? Sure, why not? Listen, the Chinese are the ones that are polluting everybody.
Yeah.
They're the most racist.
Right.
Statistically,
right.
Brian. And it's not about race, it's about class. People with the money are the ones that design these highways that go through poor neighborhoods because they can't put up a big enough fight because they don't have the lawyers. Yep. That's what it has to do with. Kamala is saying there's a lot of climate anxiety because we've been forcing kids to stay inside their rooms and look at phones for 6 years. If you take an animal out of the wild, Brian, and put him into a zoo and then release him back in the wild, the animal's going to die. That's what we're doing with kids. We're taking them out of normal society, putting them in a dark room alone with a screen, and then expecting them to do things. They can't handle it.
Kamala did come out and say that she does talk to kids, and they're so worried about global warming they don't want to have kids. I do think that actually is the story, and that there's legitimacy behind it.
Well,
we went through a nuclear war. Remember, we have threatened a nuclear war for 40 years, but kids still had kids.
Here's the bottom line. I want to commend Kamala for the impactful, groundbreaking work that the woman does every day. First of all this nonsense, even Twitter says that the warning label on this claim about people in the inner city being affected is false. Boeing says it's false. Everyone says it's false. And by the way, electric vehicles still produce harmful air pollution via, get this, dust from the brake pads and toxic chemicals in the tires. So you know what? Everything is bad. And deal with it. That was in the packet.
That was in the packet, too. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.